So I want to wrap a little bit to you first about permutations of viruses. Hang on, I'm adjusting the. There we go. Okay. First, I want to wrap about permutations of viruses. I'm going to spend a little bit of time on that now. I'll do more on that in another video. Right now, what I really want to talk about is November 4th. But first, permutations of viruses. Now, those of you who use your brain know this, but those of you who don't, and you're probably not even watching this anyway. Antifa is nothing new. This is just a permutation of the Communist Party, or rather a mutation of the Communist Party. In fact, more like the logical end of the Communist Party, honestly. They are a wing of the Communist Party. Black Lives Matter, they're just a mutation of, why am I blanking on the name all of a sudden? Oh my God. Nation of Islam, there it is. Black Lives Matter, all they are is a mutation of the Nation of Islam. Anti-Semitic, anti-white, etc., etc. And the whole black anti-Semitism thing is actually really, really bizarre. And I think it goes back to biblical times when you look at the whole, oh, we was kings and shit thing. But at any rate, we can discuss all that later. Right now, what I really want to do is discuss November 4th. Oh, the other thing on mutations. Antifa, and this is all just mutations of the same shit that's been tried, the same shit that's failed. These are just petulant little children, and they will fail again because good always triumphs over evil. And make no mistake, this collectivism is evil. So with that, let's just dive right into November 4th. So I've got open here on the computer. I've actually got a few things open. So first what I want to do is pull up. So on my Instagram, I posted this yesterday. So let me grab it here. Okay. So on my Instagram, I posted this yesterday. Refuse Fascism, which is a front group for the Revolutionary Communist Party. And the nice guys, the front desk, if you like, of Antifa. So they texted me yesterday because I had infiltrated one of their meetings, where they told me just exactly what they plan to do. And I'm going to get into that. But so they texted me that today was their last meeting. And let's see. Shit, give me a sec. Where the fuck did it go? Okay, there's another piece to this that it's not showing me. Okay. Anyways, what they had did was text me okay, here it is. It's right in front of me. I'm just stupid. I apologize. It says that they'll be discussing, they'll be planning for November 4th and discussing a bold plan for November 5th through 19th. So for anyone who thinks it's just November 4th, you're mistaken. The plan is, they're planning something as well for the 5th through the 19th. That's point one. Point two is I'm here on the Facebook event page for the SF November 4th event. And the dates listed are November 4th through November 25th. The upcoming times, Saturday, November 4th, 3 p.m., November 5th, 4 p.m., and then 3 p.m., 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 3 p.m. So basically not basically every single day of the week at 3 p.m. when school gets out. That's odd. Every day of the week, and this coincides exactly with what I was told at the meeting that I infiltrated, that they're just going to be in the streets, fuck everyone else's livelihood, businesses, needing to get home to their wife and children. They don't give a fuck. So their plan at least their stated plan anyway. Again, this is Refuse Fascism. Their stated plan is to have everyone camp in the streets. Camp, and I do mean that literally. It's Occupy Wall Street on a nationwide scale is what they want. That's what they want. Now, um, the almost inevitable result of this, honestly, is going to be violence. And that's exactly what they want, and exactly what Antifa wants. And Antifa and Refuse Fascism are, like I said, Refuse Fascism is the front desk of Antifa. Um, and Antifa is, the seedy underbelly, what have you. Now I just mixed metaphors, but anyways. Um, so, yes, every single day of the week, apparently until December 25th, because they got to get their presents, apparently. Weird. They're going to be in the streets. That's the plan. That's the stated plan, is that they're going to be camping in the streets. They're going to be marching. Now, let's read between the lines a little bit. What are they going to really be doing? They're going to be throwing Molotov cocktails. They're going to be punching people. They're going to be looting, throwing bricks through windows, burning down businesses, things like that. Now, will this last more than a day? Depends on your location. Will this last more than a week? If it does, even in certain locations, it won't be as fervent. And it sure as shit will not last. I mean, and I think even a week is pushing it, honestly. Maybe 2 days at most, or 3 days at most, maybe 5 days for those who are really, really into it. But even those 5-day ones, they're going to be really sparse. Now, and then I say that, but at the same time, that this rhetoric I've never seen before. So it very well could last a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then peter out. So I don't really. It's tough to say. It's tough to say, honestly. And that depends on a few things. It depends on the mob mentality. It also depends on how well the police are going to go about cracking down. And this is part of the reason why they target these big bastions of liberalism, these cities, by the way, is because they are so accepting and so tolerant. And so, yes, we'll just let the children wreck the toys, and then suddenly, oh, they're marching towards my house. No, we have to stop them now. And we saw this happen with Occupy Wall Street, which, again, this is just a mutation of that. So, civil war and mass violence, I think that's least likely. They're going to gin up, I discussed this on my Instagram, they're going to gin up the alt-right. And then the alt-right will likely come out, and they may or may not initiate violence, regardless of if the alt-right initiates violence or not. I'm sure they will come out, by the way. But regardless of if they initiate the violence or not, it all will be blamed on the alt-right. And then once Antifa starts, marching towards the news stations and the alt-right's nowhere to be found, then what's the news crews going to do? But so should you be afraid is the question. I can't answer should you or shouldn't you for you. Obviously, you can do whatever the fuck you want, and you will, and you'll feel whichever way you want. But a brief word on fear. I've been thinking about this a lot. When you fear something, you let it control you. Now, should you be wary? Should you be aware? Should you be cautious? Yes. Should you be afraid? Should you be crippled? No. No. Because if you are crippled, that is giving these terrorists, which is what they are, exactly what they want. They want you to be crippled. And then, like any abuser, they'll say, see, I told you it was this one, when it's really them. So my advice is don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Maybe just plan a nice weekend out. Plan a nice weekend away. Sorry. I skipped over a very important thing there. Should you be afraid? I think you should only, again, not be afraid, but you should only be concerned if you live or work in or near one of these cities. And let's pull up the list here. So the list is Atlanta, Austin, Boston, Chicago, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Honolulu, Los Angeles, Minneapolis, New York, Omaha, Philadelphia, Pittsfield, Portland, Salem, San Francisco, Seattle, Tucson. And these all have their own private, or not private, these all have their own Facebook page, Facebook events. It says here in big bold letters, emphasis on big cities: Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Chicago. And oh, hang on, I just clicked another link, and it's purportedly taking me to an expanded list. Let's have a look here. No, it's just the same exact list, same deal. So okay. And you can find all this, by the way, on refusefascism.org. And now you can all see the fly buzzing around my head on video. Awesome. So should you be afraid? Or rather, should you be concerned? I think you should only be concerned. Again, we saw this with Occupy. They didn't go to the suburbs. Because I know the suburbs don't put up with that shit. You should only be concerned if you live in or immediately near, or work in or immediately near these locations. And I think your initial concern should only really be for maybe a week at the absolute most. The kind of saving grace, I guess, is that this starts November 4th, which is a Saturday, which is weird. This is the first time that they've ever actually held a protest when everyone else isn't working, which is actually, now that I'm saying that aloud, is rather alarming, because it could mean that there is some violence that's bound to occur, and it's on the weekend when people are out having fun, and that could end very badly. Oh, shit, I didn't even think about that until just now. You know, if they're planning things for a weekend, you got families with kids out there and shit, that could be very, very bad. So if they are explicitly planning violence, and I'm sure violence will break out regardless of their plan or not, there could be a lot of lives lost. So, I mean, I would say unless you have business in there, unless you're meeting a friend there, I mean, frankly, if you're meeting a friend in the city, you should go somewhere else. But unless you have an obligation there, maybe you have church, something like that, I don't think you should go into one of these cities. I mean, if you have to go in, you just keep your head down. And my advice would be to be armed. If you don't have enough time or money to secure arms, then go in and just be fucking careful. Don't let fear control you, because that's what they want. That's the main point here. I can't offer you anything other than the advice of don't let fear control you, because they want you to be scared. They want you to be scared. They want you to be annoyed. They want you to be frustrated. But they want you to be scared, annoyed, and frustrated and angry, not with them, who's perpetrating the violence, but with Donald Trump. Which makes no fucking sense. Again, like any abuser, they're going to beat the shit out of you and then say, see, I told you he was no good. It makes no fucking sense, dude. So, just be careful. And be aware and be alert. If you have children, I would say don't go into this. In fact, if you have children and if you live outside of these cities by, say, an hour or more, don't worry about it. If you live within an hour of these cities and you have children, I would suggest for your own safety and the safety of your children that you plan a trip to the beach or something. Go have fun. Your children don't deserve to be exposed to the darkness and the negativity and purple-haired naked women marching and screaming and shit. That's disgusting. Um, but carry on about your business if you have business there, and just be smart. Keep your head down. All the rest of it. If your car gets blocked, if they block the road, run their asses over. I'm fucking serious, because otherwise they will fucking drag you out of your car. I'm thinking about my car right now because I've got some very pro Second Amendment bumper stickers on my car. And Sunday, November 5th, I would be in San Francisco going to church. So I might have to run a motherfucker over. And I'm prepared to do that. And I'm prepared to get my head bashed in with a brick for going to church. I thought about that today when I was in church, which is really fucking weird. Like, what if someone came in and shot up the place right now? Yeah, I don't have a family. I don't have a wife or kids, you know. So I mean, I'm fully prepared for that. I shouldn't have even survived my birth anyway, so I'm on borrowed time as it is. At any rate, sorry, that just took a little dark turn, and I rambled on a bit longer than I wanted to. But November 4th, there's going to be some shit that's going to go down. It's not going to be civil war, so don't get all excited. But it is going to be, it'll be a nuisance, and they'll put it down. Um, they'll probably take a little bit longer depending on your locales to put it down because of politics, but it will be put down. And I don't think it should last beyond 1 week or 2 weeks at the absolute most. So just be smart, be safe, and all the rest of it. Until next time, Frank Deldine, HATREON Mimicry. Hope to make another video soon. Stay tuned. Like, comment, rate, subscribe, all that good shit. Donate to me on Patreon or HATREON if you dig this stuff. All right. Cheers.